people today. They could spend half their lives over 50. That's a lot of living. So it helps to have a wise friend and fierce defender in your corner. A friend like AARP. So your health lives longer.
This is just slow-mo karate?
Just slow-mo karate.
Your money lives longer.
I just bought that.
I just sold that.
And your happiness lives longer. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Welcome to AARP Illinois' virtual event. It's so wonderful to have you with us. AARP is on a mission to connect with individuals across various communities, especially those aged 50 and above. We're here to listen, understand, and address the unique needs of you and your community as we age. Our goal is to enrich your experience by expanding our local activities, providing opportunities for you to discover and engage with all that life has to offer right here in your own community and virtually. As we journey through today's event, we invite you to consider joining our dedicated team of AARP volunteers. It's a chance to make a meaningful impact and help us better serve those 50 plus across the nation. Connect with us and be a part of this vibrant movement toward positive change. Welcome, and let's make this event both fun and transformative.
Hello AARP, my name is Bailey and I'm coming to you today with another craft. Today we're going to be doing more of a rainy day, snowy day, wintry day, winter craft. Something that you can do inside when the outside is pretty gross and you want to be inside all day but still want to have stuff to do. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make brick books. Brick books are something that I call a brick book, but it's basically just a brick that you paint as like some of your favorite books. So this one is the Chronicles of Narnia. I just painted the front like the actual book part like a blue. I put like a little quote on the back. And I think it's just a really cute, fun craft to do inside with your friends or your family. Something to keep you busy in the wintry months when it gets a little yucky outside and you can't do many things outside anymore. So this is a really simple, easy craft. Something I'm going to teach you today. You only need just a few supplies and it's super cheap. Like you should have all of these things at your house. And if not, then it wouldn't cost that much to go out and get. So the first thing you're going to need is bricks, of course. Just like a normal brick of any size, I guess. It can be pretty much any brick. It just has to be brick shaped. I would suggest though, if you do get bricks from like outside, like you might want to clean them, like if they have mud or anything on them, just so that the paint goes on a little easier. So you will definitely need bricks. You're going to need some paint brushes. I just have a ton of different kinds in here. You're going to need, I like to use these acrylic painting markers. These are really great for like writing and drawing and stuff. So I like to use these for that part. And then you're also just going to need normal paint. So I just have a plate of just normal cream colored paint here. We're going to use a lot of that. And then I also just have a bucket behind you guys of just some normal acrylic paint that we can use. Doesn't have to be anything special. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to do is I like to paint the whole brick first, cream color, like the color of the pages, so that the sides can be the color of the pages, but also it kind of it acts as like a primer to the brick, because sometimes the bricks can soak in the paint a lot because they're super porous. So I like to paint the whole brick of one color first, and then from there we can paint the front and the back and the spine of the book too. So I'm going to start with this cream colored paint that I have here on this plate. This is just normal Honestly, this is paint that you use to paint walls. I just had some of it, so I'm just going to use it. It doesn't really matter what type of paint you use. So I'm going to get started. I'm just going to paint the whole brick one color to start. I'm going to do this cream color. It's not anything special. You're just painting it. Just kind of priming it so when you do paint the color on it, that it kind of sticks a little better and doesn't soak into the paint as much. So you only have to do 2 coats instead of maybe doing like 3 coats of a color that you wanted the whole book to be. So I'm just painting the whole thing, this cream color to start. And like I said, it's probably going to soak into the brick just a little, but that's expected because like I said, the bricks are pretty porous. So I'm going to do the sides too the best that I can without like getting it all over. Oh, and I also have a garbage bag sitting down on the table for this too. Just because I don't want paint on my kitchen table, but you can do this in your garage. I did this once in my garage and just put a heater and some blankets out there, and it was so fun. This is great for grandkids to do their favorite books, or even if you have a book club or something, this would be such a fun like end of book party when you finished a book and you could have a little party and paint the book then. That would be so fun. So I'm just painting the whole thing, like I said. This part doesn't take too long, but then we gotta let it dry to then do the next part. So that part takes a little longer, but it's worth it. Kind of gives you some time to socialize, eat some snacks, talk more about the book you just finished. Pretty simple craft with minimal supplies, and it's super fun too. So then I'm just gonna finish painting all the sides that I can, and then I do have to flip it over at some point once it's a little more dry to do the back. So we're gonna stop there for now, and I'll see you back in a little when this part is dry and I can flip it over. Hello everyone, I'm back, and this time with a dry brick. So like I said, I went ahead and I painted all of the sides the cream color, the color that is going to be the pages. So now the brick is completely dry, and now I can go ahead and start painting the front, the side, and the spine of the book, so then I can do my designing. So today I'm doing the book Little Women. I am doing this book because it's like a cozy book, and whenever I think of like winter and fall books, I think of cozy. So that's why I chose Little Women today. There's lots of cozy books out there, but I like this one specifically for right now. I am going to paint the front and the sides and the spine like a brown color. I just like the way that would look because I'm going to put flowers on it to decorate at the end. So I'm going to do this brown color, and I think it'll look nice. So again, I'm just doing the front, the back, and the spine. Just like how a normal book would have, you would obviously see the pages, and then the front and the back and the spine would be a different color for the book. So I'm going to put my paint on my paper plate. And find a brush, and then we'll get started. So I'm just going to use this brush right here. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to hold it up the whole time so I can do all the sides so it dries at the same time. So I'm doing brown, and I'm doing the same thing I did before. I'm just painting, but this time it's going to look like the cover of the book. Just gonna make sure I get it nice and even. So, oh, and since we did like the cream color, on the whole book, this brown won't soak through anymore. So we'll only need to do 1 coat, which is a really nice part. And then when you get to the edges, you just have to kind of be careful to make sure it's a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect. All the ones I've done are not perfect, but they, I do my best to try to make it as straight as straight as I can. But you can always go over it again with the cream paint to fix like any mistakes that you just don't like. So I'm almost done with the front. I like this brown color. I think that's gonna look cool with the flowers I'm gonna put on there. So I'm gonna finish the front, the edges, and then I'll move to the side. The edges are the hardest part, but they're not that hard. You just try to get a straight line. And then, like I said, you can always fix anything after with a little touch-up paint, and it will be fine. So I got the front done, and then I'm gonna go to the side and do the side. So now I'm doing the spine of the book. I'm gonna turn it so you guys can see. Okay, so I'm back. I've got this side painted now. I'm not going to turn it because I don't want to get paint on the bottom of it, like where the pages are, but now I'm going to do the back, and then we'll let this dry, and then we can do the decorating. The decorating part of this project is so fun because you don't have to follow a specific, like, okay, so when I do it, I like to find just like different books online. I look up like vintage or old school books, and I like to find those because then I can kind of change the like I can kind of make the decorating my own, because let's be honest, I'm not good enough to actually make it look like the real book, but I can use my imagination and just kind of take my time to figure out, oh, what I really like those flowers in it. I really want that specific thing in it, and then I can take my time to figure out what I really want in it and then focus on those things. So that's why I think this project specifically is fun, because you can use so much of your imagination, and there's like nothing to compare it to because it's your own, like, what you created. So I love this project. I think it's so fun. So I love the idea of doing it with a book club or something. Like, that would be so fun for, like, the end of a book session. Or just a winter inside, or even a summer rainy day craft. Like, that would be good, too. So there's so many ways to use this project, and I love it. And I love that you don't really need to go out and buy supplies. Like, I mean, you may not have bricks laying around your home, but a lot of people do, and a lot of people just have paint too. So I love that it's like super simple to do. It takes time also, so it can keep you busy for a little while. Like, if you want to spread it out over a couple of days, you can. If you want to do it in one day, you can do that too, because it doesn't take too long, but you still gotta let things dry and stuff. So it could be a couple day craft too. So I love this. It's so much fun. It's like, and like, you can also put them outside in your garden, because people sometimes call them garden brick books. You can put them on your porch. You can put them in if you have a reading room. That would be cool. Or you can put them and use them as book holders. So like sometimes on a bookshelf, people have those really heavy things at the end of a book. I would just use them as those because they're super cute. Okay, so I have all of the sides and the spine painted. I'm now going to go ahead and let this dry probably for just like 30 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the decorating. So I'll be back soon. Hello everyone, I am back. I have let the brick dry for a couple hours. I changed locations. The brick was dry after about 30 minutes, but I just left it for a couple hours, and now is time to use these markers that I love. These markers are really great because they're still paint, but a marker is easier to control than our paintbrushes sometimes, especially for writing and stuff. So I'm going to be using these markers, and we're going to start decorating. So like I said, I let my brick dry. It's all dry now. I can touch it everywhere. So it's brown, on the outside. So this is going to be the cover. And like I said, I am doing the book Little Women. So my design, like I said earlier, is so fun that you can kind of make up your own thing. For mine, I'm doing like an oval of flowers, and I'm going to write the name of the book on the inside and then the author on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. I'll move you back a little so you can kind of see me do it. Okay, so I'm going to do this green color because that is the color of like a vine. So I'm going to do just like a big oval. And like I said, this does not have to be perfect in any way because they are just like these super rustic things that you just can have out anywhere you want. So I did an oval, and then I'm gonna go off of that and do some like vining. So just some vines all around it. Just to get started on the little flower aspect of this book. Like I said, I didn't find this design anywhere specific. I just saw some Little Women like vintage books that had flowers on it, and I like the idea of doing some flowers. So that's why I chose to do it this way. And I think I'm gonna like the flowers on it, and I know I can draw like some flowers. They might not be perfect, but I know I can draw them. So it's something I know that won't look terrible and that I know I can kind of do. So I've got like some vining down. I'm now gonna add some like flowers onto it. So I'm gonna get a couple different colors out. I'm gonna do like a light purple, a dark purple, and then maybe some light blue. That would be fun. And then some pink too, because why not? And then I do need yellow for like the center of the flowers. So to start, I'm just gonna do like a little bit of like, here's the other side. Do like a little stem, and then I'm gonna do just a normal flower to start. A normal one that you would see out in your yard. And then a little dot in the middle. Cute. I'm gonna do that all the way. I'm just gonna kind of alternate the colors that I'm using to kind of make it fun and make it my own. I'm gonna do like a little lavender maybe. So lavender all the way down. Cute one. Do some blue flowers. I like this blue, it's really cute. It almost looks like white, which is actually perfect. I love that one. So this is fun because you can just kind of, you can just create your own little like designs. And it's really cute. Just gonna keep doing this. See, on the nice days like today, you can do it outside. But like I was saying, it's a really, really great like indoor craft. And I'm just gonna, there's no like rhyme or reason to this, but I'm just gonna alternate the colors that I'm doing. Maybe I'll just make a bunch of stems and then go back and kind of fill those in. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing these flowers, and I'll be back in a couple minutes and show you the progress. Alrighty, so I have finished the cover like that, and I wrote Little Women in the front, the name of the book. I'm now going to put the author's name. It's Louisa May Alcott, so I'm going to write that probably just right underneath. I'm actually gonna write it probably on the bottom here. So I like to write in cursive. For some reason my cursive always looks better than if I were to not write in cursive. So I like to write in cursive. Okay, so I have the author on the bottom there, and then I have Little Women. I love how this is turning out. The next thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do the side. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write on the side here. I'm just going to do 2 little flowers, write the name of the book in the middle of them, and then the author down at the bottom. So to do that, I'm just going to get 2 little stems going like this. Do some cute little grass underneath them. Some little stems coming off of them. And then I'm gonna do one little like lilac thingy. Just a bunch of dots. And do one little white flower, because I think those are super cute. And then what I'm going to do is write Little Women in the middle of that, using the same color that I used on the front. So Little Women, like that. I think that's super cute. And then on the bottom I'll just write her name again. I'm just gonna do it like this. Perfect. So now I have the side done, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the back. So what I'm going to do, what I usually like to do for the back, is kind of find like a little quote that I like, and I'm going to write it on the back, and then add some little flowers on it. So I'm going to find that, and then I'll be right back. Hi everyone, I'm back now. I found a quote for the back of my book. It is, "For love casts out fear, but gratitude can conquer pride." So I'm going to write that on the back of my book. It's a famous quote from Little Women. I'm going to write that, and then I'll figure out what decorations I'm going to do around it. But I'm going to start with the writing. So I'm going to use the same color I've been using, and I'm just going to write it on the back. Starting, I try to do this as center as possible. I'm not great at writing like center, like straight lines, but I find that if I turn whatever I'm writing on a little crooked, then I can do it. It's just the way that I write. And then I'm going to make sure to write quotes around it so you can tell that it's a quote. I love the way that looks. I think what I'm going to do is, so I have the quote here, and I'm going to do little vines going above and below it. And then I'm going to write Little Women again and the author again on the bottom. So I'm going to do the vines. I'm just going to do wrong side. This side. Actually, just like that. So, little like things going that way, and then I'm going to write Little Women again, and then the author again on the bottoms. All right. Little Women, and then the author real small. Okay, I have finished my brick book now. I'll give you a little recap of it. So what we did is we painted the whole thing, almost primed the brick like a cream color for the pages. And then I painted the front, the spine, and the back a brown color, just because I thought with like the flowers and the bright colors of the flowers it would pop a little, but also make it a little more like cozy and fall-ish. So I did that, and I added the flowers. Then I started with the front. I just kind of thought of my design. I looked at some old like vintage books for some inspiration. So I did the little viney like oval thing, and I added some pretty flowers, and I wrote Little Women. And then on the very bottom here, I wrote the author, Louisa May Alcott. Then we go to the side. I wrote Little Women again with some 2 little flowers, and then the author. And then you make it to the back, and I wrote a quote: "For love casts out fear, and gratitude can conquer pride." And then I did some little viney things above and below it. Wrote Little Women again, and then the author again. I love how this one turned out. I think this is so cute. I'm definitely going to be putting this in my house somewhere with my books. Like I said, this is a great like craft, or just like a fun thing you can do with a book club, with grandkids, with your friends, for a little fall craft get together with some snacks. I think it's so fun. You need minimal supplies, and if you need to go get any, it's super cheap. You should have most of this stuff at your house, and it takes up, like, it's a good craft to keep you busy for a little while. So I love this. I hope you guys love it too. I hope it adds a little bit of a little more fun ideas to your fall crafts with your family and